Although Ange Postecoglou has had limited time to effect change with the Socceroos, it has become clear he will embrace the aerial ability of Tim Cahill by emphasising lots of crossing from wide areas. Against Ecuador, for example, Tommy Orr was instructed pre-match to whip it in early, and did so to good effect, most obviously for Cahill's second goal. Having had the benefit of a training camp prior to the next friendly against South Africa, Postecoglou's attacking strategy became even more obvious from the opening minute. Much of the match was characterised by Australia's dominance of possession and that typical Postecoglou emphasis on short build-up play from the back, with the midfielders distributing out towards the wingers and fullbacks, who looked to cross immediately into Cahill. There were numerous examples of this throughout the match, with Jason Davidson's advanced positioning from left-back a prominent feature. He and Ivan Franjic on the opposite side frequently got in advance of Orr and Matthew Leckie respectively to float balls into the middle. It makes sense, especially considering Orr is a fine crosser from that left-hand side. However, it's not something really expected of Postecoglou. His Brisbane Roar side preferred to get to the byline and look for cutbacks, while the Melbourne Victory liked to break in behind and play square balls across the width of the penalty area. However, Cahill remains the key figure in an otherwise new-look side, and has a simply remarkable goal-scoring record. He still holds the Premier League record for most headed goals, and 10 of his last 12 Socceroos goals have all been headers. The secret is his leap. Cahill's not the tallest, but having trained meticulously on his jump as a teenager and mastered clever movement to escape close marking inside the penalty area, remains Australia's biggest goal threat. Postecoglou is simply playing to his strengths. While this is also characteristic of the whole goal-seek reign, an important difference is the fact that Australia now keep possession in deep areas and work the ball forward from the back, thus drawing defences forward and creating more space for the front three. However, while the tempo of the passing remained encouragingly high, Australia's emphasis on crossing became largely predictable as the match progressed, which explains why, after a strong start, the game lapsed into tedium. However, the goal remained an excellent demonstration of the potency of crossing, coming less than a minute after Australia conceded. From the kick-off, the Socceroos kept possession, worked the ball forward, pushed the fullbacks high up the pitch, and got Davidson free down the left. He crosses, and Cahill scores, as always. It was fitting that Davidson provided the assist, because both he and Franjic covered incredible distances to provide width down on the overlap. After Luke Wiltshire was cut from the squad this week, it's clear Davidson and Franjic will be the first choice fullbacks and will play an important role going forward. The by-effect of this, though, is that it creates a vulnerability in wide areas, especially at the moment of the transition of possession. In this particular example, South Africa cruelly looked to counter-attack after winning the ball, which was spaced down the side of both Ryan McGowan and Alex Wilkinson, the centre-back partnership. Obvious, even if Davidson does get back to win the ball with a smart sliding challenge. Here, after a sloppy giveaway in midfield, it only takes one pass for South Africa to split open Australia's defence and get in behind, and one would suspect that the stronger opposition we will face at the World Cup would take greater advantage than South Africa did here. This passage of play, with the attack flowing wide to the left, is a good demonstration of the risk associated with pushing the fullbacks high up the pitch for the other players. When possession is turned over here, and South Africa transition immediately into the wide areas, James Holland, the deepest midfielder, slides across to cover, and in fact, he was actually booked in this match for a cynical challenge to break up a counter-attack. That explains his passiveness, and demonstrates how important it will be for Mile Jedinak, assuming the captain takes the holding role, to remain disciplined with his challenges. When the midfielders rotate to move forward and distribute the ball wide, the lack of cover defensively this creates is concerning. Again, we have an example here of a centre-back being isolated 1v1 from a simple, quick forward pass. Again, the best example comes with the goal. Both Franjic and Davidson are high up, and at that crucial moment of transition, South Africa have obvious space to motor forward into and expose the advanced positioning of those fullbacks. This drags the central defenders out of their zones, creating chaos at the back, and leads to the goal. It's important to recognise, of course, that football tactics are effectively about risk management. A more attacking approach has a natural counter consequence of leaving the side more open defensively, and similarly, a defensive approach will generally restrict a side's attacking player. Push one player forward, and you generally have to pull another one back to cover. In this system, though, Postecoglou isn't pulling players back to cover for the fullbacks. In fact, he's just pushing more players forward because that is his emphasis on attack. While this will create the kind of chances that Tim Cahill relishes, it will too create vulnerabilities for the defence, which may prove costly against superior sides at the World Cup.